This is what Melania Trump had to say about the joke by Jimmy Kimmel. Take a listen.
Kimmel's hateful and violent rhetoric is intended to divide our country. His monologue about my family is not comedy. His words are corrosive and deepens the political sickness within America. It is time for ABC to take a stand. How many times will ABC's leadership enable Kimmel's atrocious behavior at the expense of our community, end quote. For the second time now in the past 2 weeks, the First Lady taking a public stand. A few weeks back, she made a statement asserting that the rumors about Jeffrey Epstein and connections to her were baseless. And now we have this response to Jimmy Kimmel just in.
She is coming out to defend herself, not to defend America from gun violence. Very interesting, right?
Much of the manifesto of the would-be assassin is indistinguishable from the words that we hear daily from so many. For example, as the First Lady of the United States pointed out this morning, just 2 days prior to the shooting, ABC's late-night host Jimmy Kimmel disgustingly called First Lady Melania Trump an expectant widow. Who in their right minds says a wife would be glowing over the potential murder of her beloved husband? And having experienced what I did with the First Lady on Saturday night, I can tell you that she was anything but that. This kind of rhetoric about the President, the First Lady, and his supporters is completely deranged, and it's unbelievable that the American people are consuming it night after night after night. As President Trump said on Saturday night at this podium, we as Americans must recommit ourselves to resolving our differences peacefully and uniting around the shared values that make our country great. The deranged lies and smears against the president, his family, his supporters have led crazy people to believe crazy things, and they are inspired to commit violence because of those words. It has to stop.
Okay, unbelievable. I mean, why would people be inspired by this kind of joke to commit violence? I don't buy that story, but that's what they want you to believe, Trump administration, because they want to take away your freedom of speech. Take a listen.
Roast, I said, our First Lady Melania is here. Look at her, so beautiful. Mrs. Trump, you have a glow like an expectant widow, which obviously was a joke about their age difference and the look of joy we see on her face every time they're together. It was a very light roast joke about the fact that he's almost 80 and she's younger than I am. It was not, by any stretch of the definition, a call to assassination, and they know that. I've been very vocal for many years speaking out against gun violence in particular, but I understand that the First Lady had a stressful experience over the weekend, and probably every weekend is pretty stressful in that house. And also, I agree that hateful and violent rhetoric is something we should reject. I do, and I think a great place to start to dial that back would be to have a conversation with your husband about it, because
That's exactly right. Her husband calls for the extermination of an entire civilization. Her husband calls Democrats the enemy from within, vermin. They call peaceful protesters terrorists. I mean, these people are such titty babies pumps.
You know, here's the thing. When I saw Melania's meltdown about this, I'm like, this obviously hit really close to home because she's throwing such a fit about it. It's like, thou dost protest too much. I immediately thought, oh my gosh, that's what she's thinking all the time. Or why would she get so mad? It's such an innocuous joke.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, then you have ICE killing innocent civilians on the street. No, that is not violence. Melania Trump, where were you at that time? Why did you not speak out? No, that thing don't count. But hey, someone is making joke about me and my husband. Yeah, he needs to be fired. He needs to be in jail. When American citizens are getting killed because of gun violence every single day, no problem. No mentioning of those things.
And it's such a tell that they freak out like this. It's such a reveal that they get so defensive about it. All right. And then here is a montage of Trump's attacks, the violent rhetoric that the president of the United States has been using for over a decade. Play the clip.
Indeed, the enemy from within. But this is who we're fighting. We will root out the communists, Marxists, fascists, and the radical left thugs that live like vermin within the confines of our country.
The Democrats are sick. There's something wrong. They're like terrorists.
The ultra-left-wing liars, losers, creeps, perverts, and freaks who are devouring the future of this state like a swarm of locusts.
The radical left, the Marxists, the anarchists, the agitators, the looters.
Kamala is mentally impaired. Joe Biden became mentally impaired.
All right. So, I mean, as you can see, it's just nonstop from these people. And this is the same administration that over the weekend I read a report, they want to bring back firing squads and the electric chair. And I just want to point out that their policies are inherently terroristic. For example, our home state of Oklahoma imposes legal restrictions on women's reproductive freedom. And that means that if your daughter or you or your sister or your aunt or your mother are raped, which is a total act of violence, and should you have a pregnancy at that point?
Yeah, I mean, also think about how his own Secretary of Defense or War, Secretary of War, is using rhetoric, the kind of language nobody in the whole world heard. He's always talking about annihilation, war, fight, destroying civilization. Pete Hegseth I'm talking about, and also Donald Trump, destroying one entire civilization tonight. Oh my God. And this is the same guy, his wife is talking about violence. Someone is making fun of me and people will carry out violence act against me. Like, your husband is already doing it, woman. Your husband is already doing it. So again, Jimmy Kimmel was right. If she wants violence to stop, she needs to talk to her husband first. That is right on point. But again, you have Melania Trump whining and bitching and and just playing the victim as she does all the time. And we know she doesn't love her husband. So would she be happy if Trump dies of age? Most likely, who knows? But for now, she's the first lady. Oh my God. Her reputation, she's such a big shot. But the moment she disappears from public space, then you will know how she will treat Donald Trump. Hopefully you will know. We do not know. Thank you guys for joining. I'll see you in the next video.